Hello, everyone. I'm Susan Huckle, and here's what's happening in LA this week. As the recovery stages begin for Los Angeles, Mayor Karen Bass issued an emergency executive order to prevent additional damage in burn areas. We joined the mayor for a tour of the preparations in Cheviot Hills.
I released an executive directive yesterday about how we are beginning in a proactive way in anticipation of rain to make sure that if rain does come, that it doesn't add further to the crisis that we've been in. There's a lot of hazardous materials, toxics that could go into the ocean. We want to prevent that. And so what we're doing here today with city workers is getting ready to fill sandbags that will be placed in the area specifically for Palisades. Individuals could pick up sandbags at their fire stations. Right now, the trucks that are here that are going to dump sand so that sand can be put in the sandbags and then taken over to the locations near the areas. K-rails will be delivered, and the K-rails are the big slabs of concrete. The K-rail will be used as well as sandbags. And we're working in collaboration, of course, with our state partners and our county partners. We want to be very aggressive, proactive in anticipation of rain, and hopefully, actually, that will pass and it won't happen. But in case it does, we will be ready.
Anyone thinking of committing insurance fraud because of the recent fires will face the full extent of the law. That was the clear message from both the California Insurance Commissioner and the LA County District Attorney.
To those who are thinking of any type of insurance fraud in connection with these wildfires, you will be punished to the maximum extent of the law.
Today we made an important announcement creating a strike team between LA County District Attorney's Office and Department of Insurance Enforcement Branch. Unfortunately, what we see after all these devastating fires is prevalence of fraud.
For the people, the criminals, who think they can take advantage of the system for their despicable desires to go ahead and profit from this tragedy, you are seeing a unified front that is going to come after you and throw the whole book at you.
We're removing all the red tape between our departments so that we can start protecting consumers real time during the rebuilding process.
You know, this is my 112th fire since I've been in office throughout the state. My team has recovered over $474 million for consumers after past wildfire disasters, and we are very serious about protecting consumers and fraud and actually getting results. So let's give you some steps of what we can do to help empower you. Document and organize. Take photos or videos of property damage. There's nothing like pictures to get proof of what the damage looks like, so there is no question from your adjuster or your insurance company. Create a dedicated email for communication with your insurance company. Create a brand new email so you have all the insurance related issues in one inbox, so it's readily accessible for you. Contact your insurance company immediately to initiate your claim and request a full copy of your policy to understand your coverage. Report fraud and concerns that you see. Even if you have a slightest inkling of something shady going on, call us at 1-800-927-4357, or you can visit us at insurance.ca.gov.
Justice will be swift and justice will be significant if you want to take advantage of people in their lowest moment.
From fallen ash to the removal of toxic fire debris, the LA County Department of Public Health has been at the forefront of safety during the cleanup. We met with Dr. Muntu Davis to discuss their guidelines for removal and disposing of the wreckage.
So the health department is actually composed of a number of different units. We focus in on various aspects, but our main focus is to understand what's happening within various communities, try to figure out how to change or improve that or stop that. And so we work on trying to reduce your risk to having health impacts from whatever is happening. And so we have put out a lot of guidance, especially related to the fires. When dealing with wildfire smoke, I mean, really it's a question about risk and how to reduce your risk. As we talk about Santa Ana winds, wildfires add another layer of pollution into the air. Now, of course, the risk is going to be closer you are to a fire, the closer you are going to be to smoke and being exposed to that. And the further you go out, it'll dissipate or reduce, but it still could have some impact. And if we think about Los Angeles County, generally our air quality is bad just because we have so many cars and so many people. And so adding a little bit of smoke may be significant for somebody. And so we really want people to try to reduce their risk of having any health impacts from that. A lot of times it's recommending wearing an N95 to prevent those particles from the smoke getting deep into your lungs. We really want people to not be outside doing heavy exercise because it's going to cause some problems with breathing, but also closing your windows and doors so that smoke doesn't get into your house. And if you have an air conditioning, like a central air conditioning, try to put that on recirculate. And definitely don't use an air conditioning that's in the window that pulls outdoor in, because that's just going to cause more problems inside the house. Those most at risk from smoke inhalation or from smoke exposure to smoke are going to be the same folks that we typically worry about when we're talking about respiratory illnesses. So those with underlying health conditions, those who are children, they're younger, smaller lungs, more likely to be impacted than an adult with larger lungs. People who are pregnant as well, and of course those who are older, just because their systems don't handle as much stress as ours when we're younger. One of the things people can do is if they really are feeling, that that's too much, it's a lot, they need some immediate help, they can text 741-741 and text the letters LA to that. That connects to our Department of Mental Health and service providers that can provide some immediate assistance. They can also call 800-854-7771.
The recent wildfires have made us more aware of our air quality. Where do alert warnings of poor air quality come from? The South Coast Air Quality Management District is the agency which enforces emission levels and sets air quality controls across the LA region.
The South Coast Air Quality Management District is the local governmental agency responsible for regulating air pollution in the greater LA region. And we also monitor air quality. So South Coast AQMD recommends that all residents currently in the LA metro area look at three things when evaluating their air quality in response to these recent fires. So one is you should check your air quality index readings. Second thing is you should smell for smoke. And the third thing is that you should look for ash in the air. Everybody is susceptible to the adverse impacts of poor air quality, but young children, older adults, people with pre-existing heart or lung issues, or people that have to spend a lot of time outside, and pregnant women are particularly susceptible. So for those sensitive groups, we just recommend that they're extra careful. We recommend that an N95 mask that's well-fitting can provide some protection and keep the time short while you're outside. It's best to stay inside with your windows and doors closed if you can. Run your HVAC fan with a high-efficiency filter or use an air purifier, and avoid creating additional sources of indoor air pollution, such as using candles, incense, or cooking fatty foods. So for additional information during this air pollution event or any subsequent air quality events, it's best to download the South Coast AQMD app or check our website at aqmd.gov. We also have a lot of material for how to prepare before a wildfire, how to protect yourself during a wildfire and after a wildfire, and that's available at aqmd.gov/wildfire tips.
As LA starts the recovery from the wildfires, state leaders held a press conference at the Rose Bowl. Assembly members from across California gave their full backing to recovery and rebuilding efforts, which will help fire victims get back on their feet.
Members of the California Assembly have your back. This is one of the most destructive wildfires in California's history, and we must all respond with urgency.
important for the Assembly Democrats to gather here today as a united front because we are one team, one California, one LA, and what happens to Los Angeles, Pasadena, Altadena happens to the rest of the state.
We as elected officials from across this state are going to link arms to make sure that we support Los Angeles, we support these impacted communities, and we rebuild these beloved communities.
For a lot of the impacted folks, this is a double whammy. Not only are they impacted personally, but now their source of income has been disrupted. We want to make sure people get back on their feet right away, have a source of income so they can look longer term in their ultimate recovery and rebuilding.
We got you, Angelenos. We have so many people that are reaching out from all over the country. We have corporations, we have individuals and nonprofits that are here that are saying, what do you need in this trying time? So that's why we're here this morning, to make sure that Angelenos know that we've got their backs.
Mayor Bass issues an emergency executive order to help with rebuilding. LA City's housing department has emergency resources for renters and report illegal price gouging to the city. These stories up next on CityBeat.
Mayor Karen Bass has issued an emergency executive order which clears the way for Angelenos to rapidly rebuild homes lost in the wildfires and sets businesses up to rebuild. The order coordinates and streamlines debris removal and reduces future risks by uniting with city, county, state, and federal agencies. It also clears the way to rebuild homes as they were, with a one-stop shop to swiftly issue permits in all impacted areas. Under the order, the city's Department of Building and Safety will expedite temporary certificates of occupancy that immediately makes 1,400 units of housing available across LA. For more information, visit mayor.lacity.gov/press. The Los Angeles City Housing Department is providing critical information for Angelenos who rent and have been displaced by the recent LA wildfires. If a rental unit is completely destroyed, the lease no longer applies, and the tenant does not owe future rent. If tenants have paid January rent, the landlord should prorate and return the tenant's rent for the remainder of January, along with any security deposit. Even in a state of emergency, tenants are protected from discrimination in housing, which includes motels, hotels, and emergency shelters. The LA City Housing Department is assisting with emergency housing resources by phone, virtual appointments, and in person, Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. For more information, visit housing.lacity.gov. California Attorney General Rob Bonta has issued a consumer alert reminding Californians that price gouging is illegal during a state of emergency. In the event of a state or local declaration of emergency, California law generally prohibits a seller from increasing prices by more than 10%. According to Bonta, violators of the statute are subject to criminal prosecution, which can result in 1 year imprisonment and/or a fine of up to $10,000. Angelenos who see price gouging or believe they have been a victim of it can file a complaint by calling 311 or visiting the website lacity.gov/myla311.
The Helping Hub in Venice is a grassroots organization and now a redistribution center for fire evacuees. The hub is set up to give goods, services, and help to those who may not even be sure of what they need next.
We are here at the Venice Helping Hub, which is a completely grassroots organization of volunteers.
This is a resource distribution hub for evacuees from the LA wildfires to come in and pick up any resources that they might need. We have a huge WhatsApp group, which is now 900 volunteers strong. We have 350 drivers on standby all over LA, and resources get delivered from the hub to the evacuees' hands, door-to-door service.
And offer additional services, things like babysitting and laundry services. And so this is a great local resource for folks that need a little bit of extra help.
We are a new organization helping all the victims from these horrible, devastating fires.
The point of this place is to make things easy for people that are so emotionally taxed and so exhausted that they do not have the bandwidth and the energy to deal with what do they need next. You know, our job is to facilitate as much of the help, the care, and the consideration that we possibly can.
Everyone is exhausted, emotionally taxed. There's no more bandwidth to solve, do you need, what groceries do you need? They don't know. So we have a team that's trained and dedicated and organized to put together care packages based on individual needs for a family, for a kid, for an adult, for a senior, anything that we can anticipate to make it easy. We package it up.
That level of detail and love and care is just heartwarming and makes me really proud of my entire community.
Me da mucha alegría poder ayudar en lo que yo pueda.
On behalf of the City of Los Angeles, my heartfelt gratitude. We're organizing this effort, and all of you who are stepping up in small ways and big ways to help our community. I have never been more proud.
It feels really good to be able to support and amplify the grassroots work that my own community is doing.
For more information, we are the Venice Helping Hub. We are at 606 Venice Boulevard. The Instagram handle is Venice Helping Hub.
And the Helping Hub doesn't update every day with what their individual needs are and the items that they're looking for. So keep following along, and we really appreciate everyone pitching in.
So all of you who are contributing, thank you, thank you, thank you.
After the fires, the office of Councilmember Imelda Padilla stepped up at a meal distribution center in the Valley, playing their part in getting food to families.
We are at North Valley Caring Services, located in North Hills, and we're here on day 4 of fire relief to help out the residents. So Council District 6, we didn't have homes that burned down, but we have the ripple effects of the fire. We had power outages in our area, which led to a lot of people losing their food. The air from all the chemicals and everything that got burned is what we're breathing out here in the valley. So we're providing N95 masks until the air quality improves.
So today we have our usual pantry going on in which we serve food to our community, more than 750 families every week. We also have an added responsibility of receiving donations for those who have suffered through the fires, who have been directly impacted as well as indirectly impacted. Many of our family members here in North Hills work in Pacific Palisades and places where the fires were the most prevalent.
And recently, our council member passed a worker relief effort, so anyone who was employed out in those areas as gardeners and nannies can try to get some sort of income. Everybody is in need right now, and our role is being able to coordinate everybody to help out the people in need.
Right now is a really critical time to participate and to help families in need, especially after these disastrous fires. A lot of wonderful volunteers with beautiful smiles, great personalities came out and put food into these people's cars and sent them on their way. And that's the true example of humanity in times of disaster.
It feels amazing to have the support of Councilmember Padilla, as well as the other council members that have supported, because it's all things coming together, our public officials with our grassroots organizations, our community. It's a beautiful thing when it all happens like that.
I really hope that more people come out and participate in these programs. It's going to take time to rebuild this city, so please reach out to your local community and see how you can make a difference in Los Angeles, because Los Angeles really needs you right now.
LA's sports teams put aside their rivalries to focus on one goal: getting essential help into the hands of LA wildfire victims. Councilmember Curran Price was at BMO Stadium to help out with the operation.
Well, here at LA Football Stadium, they're working together. You've got a conglomeration of sports franchises that have come together providing resources to those impacted by the fire.
We came together as a group because we wanted to do something in the face of the fires that are impacting so many thousands of Angelenos and changing the face of our city for forever. And so what we've done here today is we have put together a way to distribute clothing to people who have lost their homes or been evacuated. And we're serving a meal thanks to partners. And we're serving healthy snacks. We have essentials like hygiene kits, diapers. We're also providing services through our partners. So we have Betzedek on site providing legal services, All People's Community Center assisting with employment needs and rental assistance, and then our partner Football for Her, who's also here, sharing information about where kids who need maybe just a dose of normalcy can go and play free pickup soccer.
When devastating things happen like this, it is our obligation, our honor, our privilege, our responsibility to step up and help those in need. And we are fortunate that we are in a community where all of the professional sports organizations understand that together we can do more. It's critically important that we all come together, we all work together with our neighbors who really are suffering right now.
What you'll see behind me is actually, it's a shopping experience, and it's new product from all of the teams that are on site here today.
So a gentleman had lost his belongings, and through this program he was able to come through and pick up 7 items. And he's just one of hundreds of families blessed today.
When you've lost everything, something as simple as a new piece of clothing that is yours, it can feel special. It's kind of a reminder that there is a little bit of hope and that maybe you still have kind of that place and that way to get back to what was normal before.
Really pray for those who had great losses. And I think all of this is important to assist those in need. We are in this together.
The LA region has suffered irreplaceable loss from the wildfires. Family members, homes, cherished community spaces, and memories that connected us all. If you've been directly affected by the wildfires, know that there is help out there. The City of Los Angeles has a central website with links to resources for home and business recovery. Find out more at lacity.gov. Donating can make a huge difference. At the LA Strong website, Angelenos who wish to donate funds can find reputable charities. To donate goods, local organizations have listed the items they need most. And if you'd prefer to donate your help, LA Strong also lists volunteer opportunities. The City of LA's Recreation and Parks Department has stepped in with support camps for families impacted by the Palisades wildfire. There are special extended program hours at 2 recreation centers at Mar Vista and Oakwood. Programs run from 8 a.m. on weekdays until the end of the month, with walk-in registration available. For more information, go to laparks.org. If you had to evacuate or have been displaced by the fires, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, is on the ground in LA with assistance. 2 disaster recovery centers are now open. The Center for the Palisades Fire is operating at the Westside Pavilion, now known as UCLA Research Park, at 10850 West Pico Boulevard. The center is open from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., 7 days a week. Find out more at fema.gov. In this week's Things to Do, celebrate the Year of the Snake at LA Zoo, mark the start of whale watching season at Cabrillo Marine Aquarium, and head to Griffith Park for a run that supports LA parks. All this up next on Things to Do.
Join the Los Angeles Zoo for celebrations of the Lunar New Year, the Year of the Snake. On February 1st and 2nd, LA Zoo is hosting special activities and performances to mark the Lunar New Year. Enjoy Chinese, Korean, and Vietnamese dance performances by Asian Arts Talent Foundation. Make your own red envelope for gifting and share your hopes for the new year on the Wall of Well Wishes. There will also be special animal feedings and education stations. Visit the snake's lair and learn about many other animals of the Chinese zodiac at the zoo. Lunar New Year at the LA Zoo takes place on Saturday, February 1st and Sunday, February 2nd from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day. For more information on hours and admissions, visit lazoo.org. On February 2nd, join the Cabrillo Marine Aquarium for its Whale Fiesta. This family day promises to be a ton of fun, celebrating the migration of the Pacific gray whale and the start of whale watching season. There will be games, crafts, and puppet shows, along with expert guest speakers and festive music. Enjoy the life-size whale inflatable and the famous duct tape whale contest. Head to Cabrillo Marine Aquarium for Whale Fiesta on Sunday, February 2nd, beginning at 10 a.m. and going on until 3 p.m. that day. For more information, visit CabrilloMarineAquarium.org. Registration is now open for the annual Griffith Park Run on Sunday, February 2nd. Whether you run, jog, or walk the course, your entry fee will go to supporting over 450 LA City parks and amenities. Depending on your challenge level, there are two options, a half marathon and a 5K. This is the only half marathon that covers all the main trails of Griffith Park, while the 5K is a flat and scenic course. Runners and supporters can enjoy the food trucks in the park for the event. Lace up and join the Los Angeles Parks Foundation and Aslan Athletics for the 2025 Griffith Park Run on Sunday, February 2nd, starting at 6 a.m. For more information, visit rungpr.com. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's all for this week. I'm Susan Huckle, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. Remember that you can watch us online anytime at lacityview.org. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.